Welcome. This is KTN News Desk. Now, the Joint Parliamentary Mediation Team was set to resume the deliberations today on the division of the Revenue Bill 2019. The mediation team was formed following an order by the Supreme Court seeking to resolve the ongoing row over the bill by September 16th. The five-judge bench ruled that it was prudent to allow the mediation process be exhausted before the court intervenes. Counties are seeking an allocation of 335 billion shillings for the 2019-2020 financial year, but the national government, through the National Assembly, has insisted on 316 billion shillings. Let's bring in my colleague Jesse Rogers for more details on this critical issue. Jesse, good afternoon. The initial meeting last week ended without a census. What transpired today?
Round of the mediation talks that was constituted right after Chief Justice David Maraga pronounced the Supreme Court's stand in this particular matter. They gave the committee at least 30 days to be able to solve the impasse that has actually crippled services in various county governments across the 47 counties we have. So what exactly happened today? We had a couple of members, specifically 8 members from the National Assembly side. Remember, the whole team is constituted of 18 members, 9 from the Senate and 9 from the National Assembly. We had 8 members present from the National Assembly. On the other side, only 2 members of the Senate were present, and this was actually the problem at hand. The meeting was not able to take place since it lacked quorum, so it lacked the legal jurisdiction to actually hold this mediation talks. So little was actually made today, no progress at all in terms of the impasse on the division of revenue bill, where the National Assembly, as you put it, is actually garnering for 316.5 billion Kenya shillings, while the Senate, who have the backing of the Council of Governors, is pushing for an allocation of 335 billion Kenya shillings. Now, we had various views from the members present, led by Majority Leader Aden Duale, who actually were not impressed by the lack of by the no-show of the senators in this mediation committee, showing, and they also highlighted that the senators have no job but to actually protect the business of the counties. And remember, the division of revenue bill is actually posing a big problem to the transaction of business in counties. So they highlighted this. Junaid Mohammed, Suna East Member of Parliament, also highlighted this, actually castigating the members who were not present, and also highlighting that members of the public who are actually bearing the brunt of this standoff between the National Assembly and the Senate. Keen to note, this has been coming for quite a long time. We saw what Chief Justice David Maraga said when the governors went to court to actually seek clarification on this particular matter. They pronounced themselves, showing they are willing to give their input in this particular matter, but they gave the National Assembly and the Senate 30 days to be able to solve this standoff that is actually crippling services in the counties. So it is a game of wait and see. The sitting was actually adjourned till the 11th of September 2019. So it's a game of wait and see, just to see if the next meeting will actually have quorum, so we can actually get to see progress in terms of getting a specific amount that will be channeled out to the 47 counties to ensure that progress is actually ongoing. Ashley.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse Rogers. They're giving us an update on the talks over how much money should be allocated to the counties that has been postponed. This was an 18-member committee that did not have quorum, that was tasked to resolve the stalemate between the National Assembly and the Senate. And in Elgeyo Marakwet, the budget row threatens. Let's just take a look at that.
Between the county assembly and the executive on matters budget, and maybe Deputy Speaker, just paint a picture of what has been happening. I understand that there were mediation talks in Nairobi between the county assembly and the executive on matters budget, and you had agreed that the budget or the money this time will be used for salaries and utilities. Maybe if you could expound more.
Thank you, Elvis. It is true that we've been having a lot of problems in terms of the budget for the county government of Elgeyo Marakwet, between the county assembly and the county executive, and particularly the CEO of the county, who is the governor, on deficits of 2019-2020 budgets. And of course, last week we were in Nairobi on a mediation talks between the county executive and the assembly, which was mediated by the Controller of Budget Office and CRA. And in that meeting, we resolved that because the county staff have not been paid their salaries for 2 months, and some utilities, of course, for maybe even the ambulances, the trucks, which are very critical, then we agreed that let us dispense with those matters. First of all, the governor to sign a warrant to allow salaries to be paid and the utilities, as we engage on a way forward, a permanent way forward on these matters of the stalemate. As of now, there was a lean team which was selected, 2 from each arm of the government, that is executive and the county assembly, and 2 from COP and 2 from CRA, to look into the nitty-gritties of this, the matters at hand. And then it will now report back to the assembly leadership, or that mediation team from the assembly and the executive, to get a way forward on the matters surrounding the budget issues. We hope that ideally the assembly does not have a problem in terms of the issues raised. The problem was the manner in which the executive were trying to get the solutions. You see, CARA, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, normally gives us our ceiling as the county assembly and gives the county executive the ceiling. Our issue to the executive is, why is it then in 2019-2020 they want the county assembly to sit part of the ceiling, yet they have never asked since 2013. From 2013 to 2018, the executive have never asked for the assembly to sit the ceilings.
Also hear from the PAC chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Paul Kipiatich. I'm PAC chairperson and also MC Mbabutembolo to what? I'm part of the mediation team that went to CRA in Nairobi to go and listen to the grievances raised by the governor. And what I can say is that as far as development is concerned, when we have around 3 months of less development, it will bring a very bad impact on the development projects in the entire county, or in the entire county. For example, as per the procurement plan, the county government should have done what we call procurement plan that should also guide in the implementation of the projects that has to be implemented in this 2019-2020 financial year. The issues that has brought a lot of stalemate in this county is only a matter of salaries, that it has to do with the personnel emoluments, which of course to me it doesn't warrant such stalemate, because those are the issues that could have been solved between the assembly and the executive by sitting down and ironing out all the issues. As part of assembly, as chair PAC, I've been doing a lot of interrogation of audit by Office of Auditor General, and I've realized that a lot of money is being spent on salaries alone in the Elgeyo-Marakwet County. And when we check on the memorandum of the governor, is that governor is still complaining that we do not have enough personnel to man the county. And when you go to the records, you find we have around 2,500 staff. Some, according to our opinion, is that we are likely to have staff who are not working in the county. And that's why we said we will agree with the governor when we are done with the headcount, and also keep a report on the county assembly as to how much are we spending on our staff as personnel emoluments.
Thank you very much. That is the PAC chairman, Paul Kibiatich, and also the member of County Assembly of Embobut, and of course he had also the Christopher Chemosong, the Deputy Speaker in Elgeyo-Marakwet County Assembly. Maybe going forward, they now want maybe the County Assembly and also the County Executive to put